Susan, you are hosting the 2020 Property Vision Panel on 24th of October for the Dinner For by Developers Boardroom. And we have the agent perspective, we have the developer perspective, and the lender perspective. Being the hostess of the mostess, what is one big question you would like to put across to the panel on the evening to try and unpack where the opportunities for SMEs might be?
Thank you, Alex. Well, I'm really looking forward to hosting the panel, and I'm really interested in actually hearing from the panelists who are at the sort of cutting edge of development, and just hearing from them what they're seeing and what they think the customer actually wants. Because I get involved in so many conversations about what are we building? Are we actually building what people want? I think clearly we're not getting anywhere near solving the housing crisis, so it sometimes feels a bit like Groundhog Day. I go to debates, and yes, it's sort of 6 years on, and we still have a housing crisis, and what have we done about it? So it will be particularly interesting to hear from a developer who is actually doing something slightly different and providing a sort of smaller scale, really well designed product, and to hear from an agent who's out there marketing and involved in the sales of some of these developments, because it just seems we have built quite a lot of units over the last few years, but they just don't seem to be the sort of homes that Londoners can live in. And one of the issues that came up at the party conference debates was the London local authorities have a real problem because their key workers, their firemen and their policemen and their nurses, can't actually afford to live anywhere near where they work, and that actually presents a practical problem. So I think one of the discussions is the role for the smaller, sort of medium-sized developer in creating the right sort of product in central London, because there's no point if you're firemen are living out in Kent or Surrey, and they're not there to be on call. No. And it also, somebody was saying it actually creates problems for the retail industry, because West End department stores and other stores need to be open early. Well, I mean, if none of your staff actually can get into work early because they're commuting from all sorts of places, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, they don't want to commute that far either.
They don't want to, and they can't afford to. And we seem to have sort of regressed in that way, in that we used to provide housing for key workers, and now we don't, because the places that did house the nurses and the firemen have been sold off because it was felt that the money could be used for other things. So it's been a bit of a false economy. So I think that is an area I'd really like to talk about, as well as obviously technology, different ways of building, how we can build smarter and quicker, and all those sort of issues.
Perfect. That's going to be very exciting. Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to it.